for Mark Lee Smith. He'd like to stand up and speak at his own wedding and talk about his beautiful wife, I'm sure. I would like to greet him to the floor with a round of applause and some chanting. If we can all chant, Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo!
You can stop anytime, Danny. Well, I guess I'll start with a big thanks to my dad and my new dad for their many words. So we'll get out of the way first. On behalf of my wife, thank you for coming and welcome to our wedding. As many of you will actually know, I actually wrote this speech probably about a year ago now, with the idea being that I could read it, tweak it, reread it, tweak it a little bit more, get the hen do igniting, get the stag do in, learn it all, get it all right. And I thought I'd just done it, but the one thing I forgot is now that I'm married, Michelle has told me everything I have to say. So I should probably start by welcoming all of our guests. Today, I know a lot of you have travelled quite a long way. We've had guys all the way from Germany. Thank you very much for driving all the way. Yeah. My best man has flown all the way from Australia to be here with us today.
Good night, Max.
Couple of shrimps on a barbie.
There's a sneaky rumour that a load of martial artists escaped from Luton. But in all seriousness, thank you very much for coming. It wouldn't be the same without you all being here. Significantly cheaper. Yeah, so to be honest, I didn't really know where I'd start with this speech, so I did what every bloke would do, and I turned to the internet. So I sat there for a good few hours, and I found some really interesting stuff. And then I thought, shit, I was looking for a speech. So, without further ado, I am proud to announce what you're about to hear is the best collection of easy to find speech material that you can find on the internet. Did you? I wasn't listening. So I'll give you a quick warning that during the speech there will be quite a few toasts, this is quite tradition. So if you can all make sure you've got a glass, it's all charged. Mum, don't drink it all in one go, and we'll crack on. Give me another one. Yeah, so I'll start with absent friends and family. So unfortunately there are people that we wish could have been here. Well, I'm doing it as well.
Tissues!
They couldn't make it. We would love to have been here, and I'm sure that they are here with us in spirit. So if you could please be upstanding. Absent friends and family. So, on to the parents. I'd like to say a big thank you to both Paul and Pauline for all of their love and support. You've made me feel like a member of the family from day 2. I've never had the chance to thank you properly, so seriously, thank you. I also want to thank you for the time and effort you put into making today special, all of the printed work Paul's put together for us, so thank you very much, Paul. You don't need to be told, but you have raised an intelligent, highly competitive, sometimes stubborn, but effortlessly beautiful daughter. And of course, above all, I thank you for letting me have a hand in marriage. Which reminds me, Paul, it was around 10 years ago now that I proposed to Michelle.
11.
11. And as you know, I did it without first asking your permission. Now, as I'm sure everyone in here will testify, I do believe in tradition, so I wanted to explain to you why and how we came to this proposal without my first asking your permission. So, the night that I actually proposed to Michelle was the night of the university sports presentation evening. But to get to that, we have to wind the clock back a week. You see, at university I was a bit of a worker and I used to DJ in all the bars around the town. So one Wednesday night I was DJing, and excuse me, and Michelle was at the sub club, which was the student union. Now I finished at midnight and took my normal walk down the street to go and collect Michelle. Normally, every Wednesday this would happen. Except this night, every 50 feet, someone would stop me and say, "You need to go and get Michelle. She's had a few." So, I've arrived at the sub club, and it's packed. It's about the same size as this room, and it's wall to wall. Yes, buddy? Where's your lolly? Has anyone got a lolly?
It's not Charlotte's already.
Your Ollie friend? Where's Ollie?
Ollie's gone home.
Oh. Oh, there's a lolly. It's close. He's gone home, buddy. So, the room is packed rafter to rafter with people. And I cannot see Michelle anywhere. So I've gone across to the DJ booth and spoken to Nathan, who was the DJ that I knew there. And I've said to him, "Can you do a quick shout out to ask Michelle if she'll let herself be known so that I can take her home?" And so, "Michelle Osborne, to the DJ booth, please." And this pair of hands goes up in the air like she's heard her name on the radio. Woo! But momentum and too much Tia Maria has got the better of her, and she's kept going. and so, I've made my way from the DJ booth to where this hole is in the middle of the dance floor, and I found Michelle sat on her bum, laughing hysterically. Michelle could not stand up. So I've picked Michelle up, and I've taken her up the stairs, out of the nightclub, and we started walking home. I say carrying home. I've got her all the way back to her house on Ashton Road.
Yeah. 64.
Yeah. I popped her down, opened the back door. You can go to Tyler, yes, because you're getting heavy. Now I've let myself in, and I've popped myself down, given her a glass of water, and we've made the way through the kitchen, through the lounge, and onto the stairs. We're halfway up the stairs, and Michelle turns around very slowly and says, "Mark, I love you. I love you too. Will you marry me?" No, Michelle, I won't. Sorry. "Oh. Will you tuck me into bed then?" So, like a gentleman, I did. I took her upstairs, I tucked her into bed, and I took the long, lonely walk back in the cold and the rain, in the sleet and the snow, back to my own house. So anyway, I thought Michelle would forget all about this, but I found out during the course of the next week, as I was lambasted by pretty much everybody at that table for turning Michelle's proposal down. So we fast forward to the next Wednesday, and Michelle is at the sports presentation evening with the netball girls celebrating their victories throughout the year. I was on the basketball team and we did not win a single game, so I went to work. So I finished at midnight and I've gone to meet everybody, and all the girls, it's one night of the year these students scrub up really well. Just like all you guys. all the evening gowns, tucks and tails, the full works. So I've walked in and I couldn't see anybody there. But Michelle doesn't know to this moment that the minute I clocked eyes on her, and she was stood at the bar, waiting to be served, and she did that 80s hair commercial thing. And it was in that very second that I knew that I just had to be with you for the rest of my life.
Have a drink, Mark.
So, armed with only my charm and a smile, without a ring, I walked over to the bar and proposed there and then. And as most of you will know, all of our friends were very generous and we had lots and lots of champagne throughout the night. I had a little, Michelle had quite a bit. But this time we caught a cab back to Michelle's house. Michelle, I took her in through the back door, glass of water, and we both went upstairs. I tucked her in, walked back in the sleet and the cold and the rain. And in the morning, I walked around with a bunch of flowers, let myself in, walked back upstairs, and Michelle was still there in the same position that I tucked her in. And I gave her a little shake. She woke up, she rolled over, and a look of horror on her face. "Mark, did you propose last night?" Yes I did. "Did I say yes?" Now I took a minute, and then said, yes I did, and the rest is history, and that's why we're here today. Now I've completely lost where I was in all my thoughts. Sorry about this. I'm not that one. Not that one. So the rest, as I say, is history, and it's the reason we are all here today. So Paul and Pauline, what can I tell you both? That Michelle's happiness is more important to me than anything in the world, and I solemnly promise, in front of our friends and family, to do you both proud. So, although around 10 years too late, it would mean a lot to me if you would let me... It would mean a lot to me if you would let me remain married to